Hey, how you doing? Ooh, what's happening, baby? Oh, how y'all doing today? How you doing? That's when I hit that kick, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling it. Oh, thank you to the person who told me to get a fan. I didn't really know or understand that when you said it. But I went out and got one anyway. I was like, well, I done tried everything else, child. Let me try the fan. Yes! Okay, thank you for that. Because the fan understands the assignment. With these skeeters out here, they be trying to come up and the fan be like, okay? It does what needs to be done. And so they've been keeping back. So thank you for that. I can actually enjoy the balcony. I might could enjoy the balcony now. But I had wanted to talk to y'all real quick, and this was on my spirit, and it came from a conversation that I had with one of my friend girls. And so I said, well, maybe I could talk to the people about this because I felt like I had gave a word, okay? And so I said, well, let me come on and share this good word with the peoples from the balcony. So my friend girl called me, and she was saying that she's 45 and, you know, she doesn't want to spend the rest of her life alone, and, you know, kind of elaborated on her status as it pertains to relationships and what she, you know, was hoping to have happen. Now, within this moment, she is, because you got to choose your words carefully, because I don't want the person to feel like I'm telling their business. But they're going to feel that way because I am. But I'm using it for this example. Strictly for the example, because I feel like somebody else might be going through this. And, you know, sometimes our life have to be a testimony. Okay, girl, so get into that. When you see this Bonnet Chronicle, that sometimes our lives have to be a testimony. And I'm using your life experience for this moment. So when she was telling me, I was listening, because I felt like in that moment that it was a moment to listen, right? Tammy, you don't always got to say something. And I let her get everything off her chest. And she just kept repeating, I just don't want to be alone. Now, because of that thought process, she is entangled with someone who is not appreciative, who is not always honest, who is not representative of the type of relationship that she has shared with me that she wants. But she is tolerating or has convinced herself that this is the person that she should be with. And I feel like that is coming from the sub thought that she doesn't want to be alone. Okay. So for y'all out there, let me put it in the best way that I know how. By definition, alone means no one else is present. If you follow that, you were born alone and you're going to die alone. If you follow the symbolism of that, I believe it was God's way of preparation, instilling preparation into you for those moments in your life where you will be alone. No one else is present. Remember that. Alone is not a bad thing. Alone, no one else is present, allows you to get your thoughts together, to focus on the things you need to be handling and doing for your life, to better yourself, to elevate yourself, to solely honor the time that you need to instill in you, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And on your life's journey, you have to be able to celebrate the times when you are alone instead of looking at them as a negative thing. Because remember, from a symbolism standpoint, God knew that there will be moments in your life that have to be traveled as a solo entity. I feel he prepared you for those moments. Now, what she was talking about is lonely. By definition, when you are sad that there is no companionship or friendship, thus making lonely an emotion. And you know, when you go through life making decisions off of emotions, if you go back over the course of your life and you put up 10 examples, 7 of them that you have potentially made decisions based off of emotions have turned out to be a debacle, for lack of better verbiage. Because you didn't spend the time alone with no one else present to really get to the core of whatever that issue is and make a decision properly. Which is why we find people in relationships, full-fledged relationships now, but they are still lonely within a couple dynamic. Why we find people who will allow people, whether not just relationships, friendships, work environments, where they will allow people to use them. They will ignore signs. They will let people belittle them. They will let people manipulate them, make them feel less than. They will allow others, in whatever moment it is, to hinder their elevation and their growth, because they are dealing with an emotion which we're classifying as lonely. You have to be able to recognize when you are making, or, staying with toxic people or allowing toxic people, and that's relationships, family, whatever, to be around you and be in your midst because you are lonely. And I want you guys today to be able to recognize the difference. I want you to get to a place where you enjoy your own company. And I'm going to speak specifically to relationships, because a lot of people are in them because they don't want to be lonely, right? We're losing alone. We understand that alone is its own thing that is okay to be. So people are staying in situations because they don't want to be lonely. An emotion. Sad because, by definition, you have no companionship or friendship. But I want to talk specifically to relationships. You've got to get to a place of understanding that you cannot make decisions based on emotion. You have to get to a place of understanding that if someone is not what you need them to be in terms of reciprocity in what you're offering in a relationship, you have to get to a place where it's okay for you to separate yourself from that situation and step into a place of being alone, no longer an emotion, so that you can make proper decisions, so that you can do the things that are necessary to uplift yourself so that you do not feel lonely. I'm trying to lay this out as best I can, and I'm trying to take my time with it because I want y'all to understand. Do not, under any circumstances, allow yourself to stay in a situation off of an emotional decision of not wanting to be lonely. I'm talking to somebody out there, trying to make it plain. And you might say, well, Tammy, you are married and you're in a relationship. The reason I'm in my situation is because I stepped away from all the times that were not serving me, okay? I had to get on down the highway from those times and step into my alone season with myself to get an understanding of me, to even understand what I want, so that when it comes to me, I'm able to recognize it. I'm able to discern between the BS and what I really need in my life. And that was years of time that I did not say, oh, I'm lonely, because by definition, I had people. I had my family. I had my core group of friends. I had business, allies and associates and colleagues that surrounded me, so that I wasn't technically lonely. I may not have had a sexual or a relationship, touchy-feely type of relationship, but I wasn't technically lonely either. Y'all like how I do that touchy-feely. I may not have had a man. I may not have had a penis laying next to me, but I wasn't technically lonely, okay? And so from that standpoint, I spent a lot of time alone getting to know me. And then I met Reggie, and I saw that he was everything that I had been asking for. So I would like for you, male and female, to not stay with someone because you don't want to be lonely. Step outside of that thought process and step into your alone season, which is where you, and somebody gonna drop down and go, well, girl, I've been alone for years. Sometimes that's what it takes. And you have to then go, why is this not happening to me, but why is this happening for me? Why have I been in my alone season for 7 years, 10 years? Well, what is the lesson that you're supposed to be learning about yourself? Because you can't be good for someone else until you're good for you. Everything about you is good for you. And so, ooh, that was another little something up in there, wasn't it, y'all? Until you're good for you. And so, rather than dwelling on the amount of time that you're in your alone season, which is definitively supposed to be the time for you, your solo journey, dwelling on how long that is, now reevaluate. Have you grown? Have you elevated? Have you focused on the things that you need to do for yourself? Because before someone else enters into your world, you've got to be right for you. Or you're going to keep attracting the same type of toxic people into your life, which ultimately is going to put you in a situation where it may be a couple and you're going to be lonely within it. Come on, somebody. Just understand where I'm coming from this morning, okay? Because it's about to touch 15 minutes and I'm getting on off. But please, y'all drop down in the comments and let me know if you understand. Maybe I'm not articulating it to the fullest extent, because here again, it hit me based off of another conversation. And I wanted to talk to the people about not succumbing to the emotion of being lonely. So much so that you will allow someone to take you down and pull you down and make you feel less than, belittle you, say all kind of crazy things to you, put their hands on you, just be out and disrespecting you. All of the signs, manipulate you. You will not allow that. I'm asking for that right now, and that you be able to say, you know what? It is time for me to separate myself and step into my alone season, which is okay to be. Stop putting a negative connotation on being alone. You came in alone. And when they put you in that box, it's just going to be you. God already prepared you for the moments in your life. He knew there would be moments where you would be alone. And you have to step into those with an understanding that sometimes it's a solo journey until you yourself can get to a place where you are everything God intended for you to be. And that is when the proper relationship with a partner is going to enter into your life. Don't worry about how long it is. Don't worry about the time that it takes. Don't concentrate on that. Concentrate on focusing on what you need to do and getting all of your blessings for the way He intended it to be. Okay, I gotta go. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.